Hey everybody, what's up? My name's Tristan. This week we're talking about relationships. Now, if you're anything like me, I love real good relationships. I love the people around me that are so close to me that they know what I got going on in my life, that I can count on, that I can trust, and typically it's just a handful of people. So, we want those types of relationships in our lives. So that's what we're going to be talking about this week. So first off, relationships shouldn't be fake. Whenever people are in good relation with us, they definitely at least know our name, right? I couldn't tell you that I would want my best friend to not know my name. That would be ridiculous. What I love about when people call me by name is it makes me feel that I can trust them and that they have my best interest in mind. And so it makes it even better when we look in Luke chapter 12 verse 7 and Jesus says the very hairs on your head are numbered. So God knows us more than we know ourselves. He knows how many hairs we have on our head. He knows our names. He knows our character. He knows our flaws. He knows us personally. So a story comes from Luke chapter 19. This week it's going to be about Jesus and this guy named Zacchaeus. Now Zacchaeus, he was a tax collector. So what that means is that he basically gave up his right to go to the temple. He basically gave up his right to be a part of the Jewish nation, and he would pay Rome a sum amount to be able to collect taxes. So then he would forward that onto the people and the families and then charge them more, and then that's how he made his money. And most of the time when people did this, they really took advantage of people. They collected far more than they needed to. So starting in chapter 19, Jesus is on his way. He's almost at the end of his ministry, and he's going through Jericho. And it says, Jesus entered Jericho and made his way through the town. There was a man there named Zacchaeus. He was the chief tax collector in the region, and he had become very rich. He tried to get a good look at Jesus, but he was too short, he's kind of like me, to see over the crowd. So he ran ahead and climbed a sycamore tree beside the road, for Jesus was going to pass that way. He just wanted to see Jesus. When Jesus came up, he looked up at Zacchaeus and called him by name. Zacchaeus, he said, quick, come down. I must be a guest in your home today. Zacchaeus quickly climbed down the tree and took Jesus to his house in great excitement and joy. Now, what's so interesting about this is that even though Zacchaeus was an unpopular dude, and even though Zacchaeus gave up so much to become wealthy, that didn't affect Jesus' view of Zacchaeus. He still singled him out, looked, and asked to be a guest in his home. And being a guest in someone's home, that was a place of honor. That was a big deal. I mean, I know that if someone just came up to me and said, hey, you need to let me come over and so you can cook me dinner tonight, I would not do that. I would say no, but that's not how this went. That's not the culture that they lived in. So what's so important to take away from this story that relates to us is that Jesus knew Zacchaeus by name. He knew who he was. He knew how many hairs he had on his head. He knew him. He knew his character. This is so important to grasp that we don't have to be perfect for Jesus to see us and know who we are. So one way we can really show God's love for others and to spread the gospel to them is by being real with others. So first off, if you're going to show God's love to somebody, well, you're going to know their name. You got to know their name. Then you got to know how to pronounce it properly. I don't know if you've read the Bible at all, but there are a lot of names in there that I definitely do not know how to pronounce. Now, we don't have to know how to pronounce those perfectly, but if you're going to have a relationship with somebody, you need to know how to say their name, right? Another way is that you need to learn to use their names when you see them. Call someone out by name. That adds so much. I know that whenever someone walks up to me and says, hey guy, I know that they don't know my name. And that's okay, but it really adds so much more if someone calls me out by name. And I feel like I can trust them a lot more, and I'll be open to what they have to say. We have such a personal God, and one of the ways that we can point other people to Him is by modeling this type of personal relationship, and pointing others to the love of God. Jesus always made it personal with others around Him, and you can do that too, just by simply knowing their names. Okay, guys, I hope this has been a great help. I know that God loves you, and I know that He knows how many hairs you have on your head. So, just remember, real relationships are personal. Know somebody's name, use their name. That makes me feel so great inside whenever someone calls me by name. I know that I can trust them. Okay, peace out. See you guys.